I never know when to start. Like I always wonder if I should start when I hear the ding or if I start when I see the little yellow live button up there. So in either way, we're probably live now. So welcome back, everybody, to the Small Business Success Summit. I'm Owen with the VideoSpot.net, YouTube marketing, online marketing consultant, and I'm super excited with today's installment, with today's interview, because we're interviewing somebody that has been kind of an example to me and has helped me to kind of structure my brand and my career path in the past. And we've recently reconnected to do an interview today in a topic that I think is super, super valuable. But if this is your first interview or you forgot that you signed up for the Small Business Success Summit, let me just kind of remind you what we're doing here. See, the internet is flooded with like your Facebook training and your Twitter training and how to use LinkedIn to generate leads and blah, 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 blah. But the Small Business Success Summit is all about creating comprehensive training that every small business needs. Now, this includes social media, but it also includes some website design. We're also including SEO. We're also including how to create budgets, how to create internal systems, how to create a prospecting plan and a sales plan, and all the other little things that as small business owners we don't always think about because we're always so sales and marketing driven, but some of the things that are absolutely essential to growing a business. I know for me, my business did not experience the type of growth that we envisioned until we developed internal processes, and that cost me a lot of money hiring people to show me how to do it. And some of those people that I've hired are on this summit teaching you what they taught me for free. So I believe that there's a ton of value in what we're doing, and I'm happy to be the guy that's bringing it to you. So my name is Owen. I'm not going to be wearing the sunglasses the whole time, but I believe if you're out there watching this today, you've got a bright future, so I'm wearing shades. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I'm also a little hoarse. I've been sick all week. Forgive me. So today I have a very special guest. This is a gal. You know, I'm trying to be PC at the same time cool. I'm interviewing a friend of mine who knows business. She's a business coach. She used to like be a corporate business coach. Now she's doing her own thing, working with small businesses and helping them to grow and to scale and to do all those things that we want to do. And she's coming to you with a title that I think is phenomenal, and how to find the sweet spot to your business, how to find that point, that factor that really just creates an explosion and helps you get to that next point. So I'm going to turn it over to her to give you a little bit more insight on her background, where she comes from, and why you should all be paying attention to this interview. So I want to introduce you to Karie Millspaugh, my friend, and someone that I look up to. Karie, are you there with me now?
I'm here, Owen. So happy to be on your summit. This is freaking awesome.
Awesome. I'm glad to have you. So tell us a little bit more about where you're from, what you do, and how you got where you are today.
Awesome. I'll take it all the way back to 10 years. I actually started in the wellness coaching industry 10 years ago. I am an entrepreneur by spirit. My dad, out of 40 years of working, only 8 were for someone else, so I watched it from little on up, how to be an entrepreneur, how to make things happen, literally from faith. And 10 years ago, I got into the health industry, started doing health coaching, wellness coaching, and then 5 years ago, I adapted into the business coaching world, yes, with a global business coaching company. It really showed me the inside guts of how important a business coach is and all those missing pieces that business owners are forgetting and missing along the way. And so that's why I'm super excited to talk about those 3 building blocks to finding your sweet spot in business.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it is true. You know, I resisted having a business coach forever. I thought that it was like kind of like a scam, you know what I mean? It's like a business coach. It's like, come on, I'm an entrepreneur by spirit. I'll figure this out. But really what I was doing, it was like, you know, just kind of like a ping pong ball or like one of those rubber bouncy balls, right? Like you throw it and it's everywhere, you know? And what a business coach did was kind of like, hey, 90% of what you're doing is wrong and you're going to waste 10 years of your life.
Exactly.
And you saw kind of the same thing?
Yes, exactly. From the outside looking in. And of course, I hired my first business coach right away when I knew I wanted to take my brand global a few years ago. So I did it the smart route. It is better to go with someone that's already been through the fire, so you can avoid all the potholes and obstacles and not be that ping pong ball or that little rubber ball you described, because that's kind of what success does look like. It's kind of swirly and it's a maze if you don't do it the right way the first time.
Yeah. And you've been able to achieve some level of success, and that's what I'm excited to hear about today.
Absolutely. Well, what I work with my clients, and this is something I've seen when I take on a client and they're in a money-making strategy, or maybe they have a small business, maybe it's brick and mortar, maybe it's a virtual business, and they forgot to do some necessary building blocks in the beginning stages. And I kind of find them already in that stage that you just described, literally bouncing around. They have shiny object syndrome. They're trying every marketing strategy under the sun, hoping for something to stick. And they forgot to find their purpose. So I literally start them internally. We go inward before we go outward. And how that looks is literally finding their passion and turning it into their purpose. And finding what really makes them happy, because you can make a shit ton of money and be unhappy, miserable, angry at the world, can't feel it. You're wondering, okay, I've got the house, the cars, the boats, but something's missing inside, and they forgot to tap into that fulfillment. So I really like to take them either backwards.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I said I'm there like 3 times a year, because you lose. It's shiny object syndrome where, I'll talk to my wife and I'll be like, I'm really unhappy right now. Like, I'm not being creative. I'm dealing with finances and like taxes and this stuff that I didn't really sign up for. So I totally get that.
We all didn't sign up for taxes, Owen. I'm sorry, but we all share that pain.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yes, and I get there too, and I'll feel stuck, and I'm like, what's up, and again, it's like, okay, what's the next challenge? Maybe I've already mastered what I know, and I'm not challenging myself anymore. Time to get to the next level. It's time to level up. So I like to take people literally through what really makes them feel on fire. Ask some good questions. Find out, what makes me tick? What are my hobbies? What would I do for free? Those kind of questions. What makes me feel so alive? And really let yourself dream like you were 5 years old again. We limit ourselves into going into practicality when we go into business instead of really dreaming big, letting yourself go there.
Why is that important for a mom and pop shop that might be listening, or a business that's doing under like $5 million?
They're really, again, they go the safe route, and they don't really see the potential of maybe even going international with their brand. And the key thing is to not limit yourself. That's why I even caught myself, I have a 10-year-old daughter, caught myself limiting her own dreams the other day. I'm like, whoa, time out, awareness time. Yeah. Shame on me for taking that child that doesn't know any different away from those dreams. When I was little, I was like, I'd pay anybody to be on stage. I want to be an actress. Then practicality and realistic thoughts start to show up and go, what's that going to look like? I'm going to be waiting tables in Hollywood like everybody else, hoping for my big Yahoo moment.
Today's the day, right?
That's right. Any minute it's going to happen. But, at least I still think big, and I still get to act on stage as public speaker. So, it's all good. Life puts you where you need to be. So, dream bigger. And I like to take them when they take their business plans, when they work with me, is to literally think, okay, go bigger. They're like, well, we hope to have 2 locations, or I hope to have, a well-known brand in 3 countries. Okay, let's take that to 10. What does that look like, feel like, And that's where the fear does show up, so we get to break through that part. That's the part of the mindset piece of coaching that I freaking love. It's just the best part, is to really not have any limits is the key. So I take them back to dreaming as a kid. Really pointed in the right purpose, and then I like to take them right into step 2, which is really turning your purpose into profits. Again, I've seen people make great money, and again, the fulfillment piece is missing. And then I've seen people that want to make so much money, but they're doing what they think they're supposed to be doing. They're doing what they think everybody else is doing instead of truly being themselves. And that's where the authenticity comes in to really with your business.
That's huge for me. I just got out of that funk. I was just telling you in the pre-interview that I was doing a lot of shirt and ties. And one of my mentors, he came up to me, and I think I've told this story before, but he's basically like, everything you're doing is awful. And he was like, I love your content's great, your look is horrible. He's like, that's not who you are, And I think I was wearing this shirt and those sunglasses. He's like, that's who you are. So be that person. Stop trying to be You know, this, and some people look great in shirt and ties. I'm not anti-shirt and ties, it's just not me.
Right. Exactly. And we can feel that. We can feel when you're not comfortable. You know, the energy and vibe you give off, it's just not really you. Because I've tried to be that.
Business with you.
Right. Because they don't feel you're real. They don't trust you. I've tried to be the square peg in the round hole. It doesn't work. Like, damn it, this isn't working. What's not working? I can't be this structured. I'm such a free spirit. You know, it's like, let me out of the box.
Right. And you're doing what you think you're supposed to be doing. And that's why I think your content today is so important, because if you're not happy, like you're going to be, if you're a local bakery or if you're doing a retail shop or you've got a dojo or a fitness center and you're unhappy, it's bleeding off of you. And people know, it's like a dog smells fear. You know, they're just saying, why am I here at this place where this owner is clearly unhappy? You know, why am I doing social media with this person that obviously hates their job and has been burned by clients? You know, a client burns you a couple times, you carry that with you, you know, and people smell that. They don't want to do business with you. So that's why I think it's so important to find what you're passionate about and to stay focused on that thing.
Right. Not get derailed, because it's easy. You start comparing yourself to other people and you think you should be at this level already and you're not, and you're looking all around, and again, comparison. That can actually be very toxic for your business when you start to compare yourself too much. You should only check out your competitors long enough to know, okay, this is where I need to go, or this is what's going on, you know?
I love that.
Don't make it your windshield. You're looking through that all the time. You know, stay pointed on what you want. And again, sometimes you've seen in business, the less we know, the better we do sometimes. If we take it to the, I can fail shit that shows up in our head, you know, or something's going to happen, or this might not. When you don't know any different, you tend to do better. You know, you just ask all the right people to work with you, and then you look back later and you're like, I can't believe that person's working with me. Holy crap, I didn't even see their bio. And you didn't know any different. You're just blindly walking in with faith. You know, and it really does boil down to, you know, in your business, you get to wake up and make two choices every day. And I love Napoleon Hill's book on outwitting the devil. You wake up to fear or faith. And that's your today in your business and your life. And fear is no fun. It's going to show up. Choose faith every time, you know, and just blindly walk into it and let the doors open for you, you know. So that's the power behind knowing your passion and your purpose, is you just feel it in your gut. And your head doesn't get in the way. Your thoughts don't get in the way.
How do you discover that?
Your purpose? Well, I take people through a very detailed series workshop, to be honest, where it's not something you think about. That's the problem. Most people think, I'll just need to read a book on it and I'll find it, or I just need to ask a few questions or do something. It actually comes with clarity. Clarity comes with action. So I take them through a journey of literally finding people that inspire you. Look around your house. What magazines do you subscribe to? I've got Success Magazine over here, you know. It's a dead giveaway. You know, if you walk through my house, it screams business and happiness and freedom and things like that. So take a look around you of what Facebook likes you've clicked on, not just because someone invited you to do that, but because you actually like the content. What books do you have around your house? What authors inspire you? What TV shows are your favorite on Netflix? Maybe that's pushing it a little bit, but hey, you know.
No way. That's really exciting, because you know what? I've been geeking out on Scrubs lately, and I've seen it. I've seen it all before. I watched it while it was on TV. But what I'm learning about myself is that I love visual humor, and it's true with BuzzFeed, right? You just asked, what pages do you subscribe to because you like them? The first one that popped in my mind was BuzzFeed, right? It makes me laugh. And with Scrubs, I'm learning how to compose visual imagery in a humorous way that invokes emotion, which is what makes me passionate. I'm not happy if I'm not creative. And I've learned that through some of these things that you're talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if we coming in from the outside took a look at Owen's, you know, house and your electronics and things that you subscribe to, your inbox, you know, whose emails do you open the most, you know, just do some research, almost like an investigator, because your answers are all around you.
That's really interesting.
There. So it's like,
let's do this.
What
let's take a quick comment break here and ask the audience right now, guys, wherever you're at. Let's kind of get to know each other. Look around your house and think about what's in your inbox and what Facebook pages you're subscribed to, and post in the comments section what you're seeing and what it's revealing about who you are as a person. I think this would be a lot of fun to kind of get vulnerable and to get to know some of the other entrepreneurs and business owners that are here watching this summit with us, and give us a chance to kind of talk to each other, maybe make connections offline, right? Like, this is not an opportunity to like post your blog link in the comments, but what are you looking at right now? You know, right? I'm in a studio, so it's a little bit different, but look around your room. I mean, the fact that I'm in a studio, I have a studio. I put my kids' private school on the line to have a studio, you know, and that says a lot about, I think, what I do. So what, in the comment section on this page, what are you seeing around you, and what does that reveal about yourself? Share it with us in the comments below, and feel free to tag me or to tag Karie, and we'll engage with you as best as we can. Sorry, you have to tell me to stop interrupting you.
That's awesome. I love that. Bring them in. We love to talk, and I like this exploration exercise though with people, because they start to see the answers have been all around them all the time. No, I didn't know business coaching existed until 5 years ago when I started working for a global company, you know, but once I took on it, I was like, this is the Kool-Aid of choice. I'm like, woo, bring it in, you know, like hook it up like an IV. I couldn't get enough of it. The inspiration and then the motivation, the coaching mindset behind it all was just like, again, my Kool-Aid of choice. So, you know, it was just awesome. That's when I really woke up and went, this is what I've been looking for. So it is all around you. It's just a matter of discovering it. So make it a little hide and seek and kind of a fun game out of it, you know. That's the cool part. Believe it or not, there is a business for everything out there. So once you've found, or you literally go through the journey of your passion and purpose, then your purpose can turn into profits. I've had people like open up dog walking businesses because they love animals, you know, but they don't want to be a veterinarian. Or, you know, I've had, you know, I really take men and women through this journey to show them how they can literally do what they love and get paid for it, you know, because that just makes it even more exciting. This isn't just something, it's a hobby or something fun that you would do for free. How about get paid for it? You know,
yeah.
Woo, big surprise there. Shocking. People will pay me for this. Mm-hmm. So that's the beauty of it all, is I get to turn it into profits, into cash flow, into streams of income coming into their house. They feel alive. It doesn't feel like work. I mean, like, I'm sure you can relate. I'll stay up till 3 in the morning blogging if I'm on fire. I'm working on my book right now. I just want to hide and go work on my book. You know, that's when you know you're tapped into what really makes you happy. Yeah. You know.
I think a lot of business owners too, they see that, like, they kind of have these grandiose ideas, like, I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to write an ebook, or I'm going to build my website. I deal with this constantly with kind of the smaller business. They want to do those things, but then they're overwhelmed by the influx of customers, phone calls, fulfillment, salespeople. I mean, we let our distractions own our day, right? Michael Hyatt talks about slay your dragons before breakfast so they don't destroy your lunch, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's all about getting this minutia out of the way that stuff you have to do, right? Like, we have to respond to customer emails within 24 hours. It's what we have to do just to maintain our brand. But there's other crap emails that I could just let go, but it's like, you know, oh, I've got this huge mountain to climb, right, building an awesome website, and I'm looking at this whole big asteroid I have to climb. Or I could get distracted with all these little minor projects, and that's what kills us. So how do we deal with that?
Well, this is where a coach really keeps you on track. I have one myself. You have to put blinders on and really know. You know, when we create our business plan for the year, it's like, what's that one big thing you want to work on? Then you break it down into tiny chunks of time, chunking up. If you've heard of that, chunking time. Yeah. You're literally chunking it down to a quarter, your week, per day, as long as you're building a little bit every day towards that goal. It doesn't look like such a big fat mountain or an asteroid or whatever you described.
Right.
You know?
A little bit of everything, yeah. A rock, a giant rock of some kind.
I mean, I've got mountains all around me, as you do too, you know. They look pretty enormous when we first start off. But that's the key thing is to stay focused. But if your focus to that project doesn't tap into why you're here, why you know, your purpose again, why you do what you do, it's not going to pull on you to motivate you. My book is burning a hole inside of me. I'm so on fire about it. Yeah. You know, everything else, those menial emails and the other projects I've had lined up for the rest of the year almost annoy me. That's when you know you're on fire for what you do. I mean, I literally am writing it in my head every day, all day, going, oh, I just got to get back to my laptop.
Yeah, so I think that's where I'm at too right now with my ebook, because It's the same thing. I can't stop thinking about it. Everything seems to. It's like, here's a confession. I got a call yesterday from a guy who found me in North Carolina, Oklahoma, and he's asking me about like making a video for his bus campaign. And it's just like, one video for a bus campaign. It's like, pal, like I'm sitting here like writing, and then he calls, hey, video spot, and he's starting talking to me, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think we're a good fit. And try to call a local videographer. Click, and then I just got right back to writing. And that's, yes, not every client's a good fit, but I'm thinking, okay, do I want to deal with this little tiny account, little tiny deal? I'll make $100 on it, or do I want to focus on what I'm passionate about right now? And you have to make that decision. I had to make a decision to say no to the income, which it was not as motivating as the potential income through writing this book and finally having a digital course to offer people.
Exactly, and that's a pull. You want to check yourself if you're working with something that feels like a push or a pull. So nobody wants to be pushed into a project or feel that heavy energy around it, like I have to. It's a should do this. My coach said I should write a book, but I don't really want to. Big difference. I tap into that energy all the time with my clients, make sure it's something that really taps into what they want to do, because I don't want to be behind them pushing them to do something. I want them to be on fire about it, feel pulled, feel led to do it. So again, goes back to that. The third building block to finding your sweet spot really is finding your niche. So you don't have to compete on price, because when you're in demand, price isn't an option. Price is something you don't really compete with. And this is something I've seen with small to medium-sized business owners all over the world, brick and mortar, virtual, whatever. Again, just find who you are, make it as unique as you want. Find where you're really, really good, and then the rest kind of falls into place. For example, like I work with a lot of health coaches, relationship coaches, I've got a few business coaches, authors that I work with, and a health coach is very broad, so we take it way deeper than that. I have one that literally works with just the health of your gut. She really goes into fermented foods and why you need to eat them, and that is her whole platform.
Probiotics, so important.
You don't have to agree with me, Owen. It's all good. I know my truth.
I talk too much.
I'm just teasing you. But that's like her thing, and she calls herself the gut girl, and you and I probably both know her. But, it's the key thing is to find that spot and then break it down. Are you a relationship coach? Do you coach just women? Do you coach men and women? What do you focus on? I have another client that just focuses on taking the games out of relationships, taking the games out of dating, and getting down to the surface of what women really want in a relationship, what men really want. So you've got to find your sweet spot, then take it into what really makes it unique, makes it you. If you're your own brand, people are going to find that flavor and want more of you. It's just not being broad and doing what everybody else does. It's no fun. You've heard the saying, when everyone's zigging, zag, and that's the sweet spot to business every time, is to literally find where you're unique, people are in demand for it, and your prices can raise.
So how do we do that? Like as a I work with a lot of like martial arts and MMA type clients, right? And they're all trying to stand out, right? But they're all doing really the exact same thing. Will you play with me, like walk through like how you would help me find out where I'm different and how to focus in on my niche?
You yourself or your clients, the martial arts?
Let's say that I'm an owner of a martial arts gym.
Okay.
Right. So how do I'm thinking to myself, I just do martial arts. I've been doing it since I was 10. Like, I don't know. How would you help me to discover my niche?
Well, it's true. You see them everywhere, and they've just got karate or whatever, just kind of very vanilla. They blend in with every other strip mall across the street. What makes them stand out. So if you're doing video for them, or if they're doing video, branding is everything. I mean, they could have a mascot. They could have something fun. They could have certain colors that when people see their logo, they think, oh, that's that one, studio down the street. They're a little different. I want to go there. They need to stand out. So I would really take the business owner and let them truly be themselves. You see it all the time. The people buy into the person, then they want to know, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
So, it's like how many people we just love and we're not even sure what they do. But you've already sold into what just them as a person. So I would market the crap out of the owner
Yeah.
build those relationships, and then they turn it into obviously a business, or it can refer leads from that.
And where is the owner from? Like who are your main clients? Who do you really enjoy working with, right? Like some of these guys, there's a place down the way called Karate for Kids, right? They don't even offer adult classes. Then there's, the other places that are kind of like, well, we offer it for kids, and that's probably our biggest market, but I really want to work with women, and so that women, and there's a lot of reasons with the town I live, but we want to empower women in this particular karate dojo so that they feel like they can go jogging at night, so they feel like, when their husbands are away, because we live in a military town, like they're not just sitting ducks, and to build marketing campaigns around that. So those are some things I think to think about, is like, who are you as a person? And that goes back into your second point, which is, or your first point, which is finding your passion.
Right. Well, that's just it. That's the beauty, is you don't have to compete with another karate studio, because you're just being your own unique self. There's only one of you. You're a unique brand. So, you're a very unique breed and model. They had only made one of you. So, for example, I have a friend that sells Amazon herbs. It's a multi-level marketing company. Didn't even know what he sold. I just loved following his news feed on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. He's living everywhere. He calls himself the health nut, and that's his brand. Now I know what he does. It's like, I've been following you for like 3 years. I didn't even know what you do. But he's so interesting, and I get pulled in, because it is truly, sales always starts with a relationship. It always starts there first, or finding a solution to whatever that person's need is. So that's the key thing. You can pull people in just by your own unique self. Be different. Stand out. Again, the zigging and the zagging.
Can you have more than one niche?
Can you have more than one? Absolutely. The key thing is just to find the sweet spot that makes you the most money. You can have other multiple streams of income, but there's got to be one thing that you don't really compete on, so much with your market.
Is there such a thing as like finding a niche that doesn't make you money? Like maybe it's like it's a profit, or it's profitable, but you're not passionate about it?
True. I mean, we're all here to make money, obviously.
Right.
The key thing could be the branding in that particular customer or client, that karate is their passion, but they're going to show something else more passionate. They're not making any money with that passion. Maybe it's just community-driven type of volunteer work with something, feeding the homeless, or something that gets them out there that they're really passionate about, but happens to, funnel leads or customers. So there's lots of unique ways to attract traffic for your business.
And it's okay to have the multiple streams, right? Like it's okay
Absolutely.
to say, I've got this woman, this female niche, and I go back and forth on the niche and the niche thing. It just depends on what the word that came prior, but it's all the same thing, right?
It depends on what country you're from.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm from the country of Southern California, which it's a whole other thing. What are some of the steps that you walk someone through to help them discover their niche? Is it something like, who are your clients now? Is it, what are you passionate about? Where do you want to be? Is it a combination of all of those things? What are your thoughts on that?
It is a combination. It's kind of interesting because it doesn't happen overnight. This is part of the journey process. You start your business, I started in wellness coaching 10 years ago because I couldn't stop talking about everything I learned. So that's like key number one. What can't you shut up about?
Good. That's cool.
What are you driving everybody around you crazy with the content? Your family's like, shut up, get a client.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm fire. I can heal people with food. Everybody's got to know about this. And my family were my first guinea pigs, and then I worked my way out, my inner circle. Yeah. So that's like the clue there. Again, it goes back to discovering what's all around you. What are you passionate about that you drive people crazy with? It could be just racing motorcycles. Who knows? Now let's take that a step further. What are you obsessed with almost? And that is truly that will get you on your path to finding your niche. Clearly, with that one client I was talking about with the whole gut terminology, she was just fascinated to just research to death about what's happening in your intestines. I mean, come on, it takes a unique person that wants to just dig through that every day, all day. She can't shut up about it, So that's when okay, you found your sweet spot. There's clients out there. There's people that want to know what you know. There's one, or pay for it, and so on. So So yes, find out what you can't shut up about is clearly what it is. What keeps your mind going when you're in the shower and you can't stop thinking about it, or you're driving and you can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's usually that sweet spot that you need to find.
So let's take that then back to, and that's step 3, right? So step 1 is finding what you're passionate about.
Right.
Step 2 is turning that passion into profits.
Yes.
Step 3 is finding your niche.
Yes.
So let's backtrack a little to step 2 and talk about how those profits come about, that sales process, because I think what I hear a lot is nobody would pay for that, right? I get that from more of a consultant client, right? Like, oh, well, nobody would actually pay. I love this passion, but nobody else really likes it. How do you approach that, and how do you put together an offering around that?
That's my favorite challenge, because it goes back to self-worth, and that's the mindset piece, because I could talk on mindset till I'm dead. Main thing is you're thinking you're not of value. Maybe what you know is of value to somebody. You know, that's just it, is you don't really realize your own worth until you put a price tag on it. Then when you start to actually charge for it and you collect money, then you realize, damn it, I charged too low. I need to put it up here. And this just all comes back to self-love and self-worth. And it happens over and over again, and this is the journey of business. You will fall down and get hurt a few times, but the point is to get back up, dust yourself off, and just keep plowing forward, because in all honesty, we are hugely valued. I mean, people out there are begging to know what you know. You've got it locked away in here, and you just don't know. And if you've tried it out and it's not working, you're not selling whatever that is, that vision, perhaps your audience is the wrong audience. You know, it'd be like me trying to sell red pumps to men. You know, woo, they're so pretty. Well, I'm talking to the wrong people. So the key thing is your tribe or your audience might be the wrong fit for you. So make sure your market's the targeted market, your ideal sweet spot.
Tremendous point there with the wrong audience, because you might fall as or marketing for the last 10 years. So, you know, again, going back to this, you know, this kind of like self-defense gym analogy, I'm just going to stick with that. You know, you've been marketing yourself as like an MMA gym, right? Like, be a fighter, you know, but now all of a sudden you realize that you love rock climbing, or you love like extreme sports, and you start to market that extreme side, like live on the edge, take risks, live every day as it's your last. Your audience that you've brought in on this other generic brand may not relate to this new discovery, right? And that's not a problem. It's like you said, it's a favorite challenge. It's now you're lucky because you have a base, but you now have a new market to go after.
Exactly.
Right? So it's not something to be afraid of, right? I mean, how would you deal with that? Like, do you see that there's like a loss of clients, or maybe a lull in business as you take someone from where they were to where they're going, and there's kind of this lull in between, and they just kind of have to deal with that?
Yeah, I do prep them ahead of time for the mindset that there's going to be some foggy moments, you know, and it is frustrating, because when when your own purpose isn't clear, you don't want to market yourself, because you're giving off that foggy energy. You're not really clear on what message you want to give. We'll feel it. You know, the audience is going to feel it. They're not going to buy because you're not clear. Once you, again, get clear on what you want, that's when shit shows up. It just shows up like magic. But the
law
key
of magnetism.
Absolutely. You're like, nope, it looks like this. I'll have my clients actually build like a program first, because it's similar to like a party you're planning. You want everybody to come, and you know which DJ is going to show up, and you're so excited, and you want them to RSVP and bring this. We're going to have this awesome food. If you don't know what that party looks like, it's really hard to funnel people there.
That's really interesting.
So I have them actually create the space and the energy behind it first, then funnel people there. And the excitement, you know, they can almost feel it when they're in their sales calls and they're in their marketing stage. You know, this is what you're going to get out of it. It's awesome. You know, especially if it's something they've never done before. So we really pull that energy and create that space for it. I'm a woo-woo business coach. I'm all about the energy. So it's so important to be lined up. I cannot stress it enough.
I go back and forth on the motivation piece, because I know that I wake up on these fear mornings, right? And I've been pretty transparent about that in the past, where I wake up some mornings and it's like, everything sucks. I should be a millionaire by now, and I'm not. Everyone's against me. You know, and I bring myself out of that through a series of motivational, like Nike-inspired athletic videos that I watch. You know what I mean? And I'm athletic, but I'm not like an athlete. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a gym rat, but they inspire me because of the music and the atmosphere and like all of that stuff. That's what I do. What tips do you have to get us out of that funk that we sometimes wake up in? You talked about fear or faith. How do you go from fear to faith?
Well, first and foremost, I am a single mom. So I'm a mom entrepreneur, which is twice as much stress. You know, there's not a plan B. There's no, you know, X out there that's paying child support. So it's easy for me. I'm the perfect target to wake up with fear every day. Like, oh crap, what if this goes wrong? What if we play those stupid games in our head?
Yeah.
But in all honesty, there's very few days that I wake up this way, ever, if not ever. I almost always wake up with a smile on my face. Now, the few tricks I have, you're gonna laugh, but the alarm clock or your cell phone, which we use these days for our alarm, plays the most beautiful music. So that like sets the tone instead of that loud, obnoxious noise in your ear that's like literally gets your adrenaline going because you think, oh my God, you know,
I'm late for something.
That's right. Oh my God, I overslept.
Yeah.
Instead, I get this tranquil music that starts, and that's changed everything. My attitude, I'm all like in la spa land, you know, slowly coming out of my slumber instead of jumping out of bed. Second thing too is I start to do like a list of gratefulness in my head, and I have a video too that I use. But I do go through like I love my bed, I love the sunshine streaming through the windows, my beautiful daughter's in the room next to me. I'm so happy she's healthy. I'm so happy she's 10 years old and can get herself up.
Oh, I know, right? And pour their own milk in their cereal.
That's right. She's got a routine. I don't even look at her until it's time to go to school. You know, it's like, awesome. Boom.
My oldest is there, too. My oldest is 7, and he's there. He's got all that. He needs a little bit of a every now and then, but for the most part, you know, it's glorious.
That's right. And it's the little things like that. It's the smell of the coffee. It's the beautiful stuff. I have Joel Osteen's gratitude book next to my bed. So if I'm feeling that fear, I just literally open it up randomly for the word of the day. What do I need today? And I go through whatever that inspiration I need. My favorite video to watch is Jim Carrey's Inspire video. I mean, yeah. I'll play it, no lie, especially we all fight our demons. You know, we all fight those insecurities and those thoughts that bounce through. And if I'm having a particular tough day, I won't get out of bed till I'm in that faith mode. I won't even start my day. I'm like, nope, that's my challenge. Today feels icky. I don't know what darkness showed up. I'm going to get into faith before I even get in the shower. I don't even want to go through this journey any other way because that's my platform every day is the faith. So I will start, and he talks about faith on that too, and I will play it 3-4 times until I'm like in it, you know, until I'm like, do it, whatever you want to do. It's 3 minutes long. Boom, boom, boom. I'll be jumping around the kitchen, raising my vibration, clapping. I'm a preacher's kid, so I'm all about preach it, get in it, you know, and just get myself psyched up to the day, and you're unstoppable from there. So it's all about starting that day.
Yeah, you said something really interesting there, and that, you know, I'll be honest, I'm not a big student of it as of yet, but Michael Hyatt talks about, who's a leadership speaker and consultant and all these other great things, talks about motion creates emotion. And so one of the first things that he wants to do, he wakes up, he does some Bible reading, and then he runs or walks or does something, moves. And I am such a lazy bum in the morning. Like that's when I'm reading blogs and I'm catching up and I'm getting my mind. I try to get my mind working first. But I go to the gym every day around 9, right? And sometimes there are big active days, and other days it's just kind of like I'm just doing this thing at the gym, you know, that little hand. It's the old ladies are behind me waiting for their turn. But just create this, like you're saying, you go in the kitchen, you dance around, you're doing stuff, you're moving, right, to get yourself out of that funk. Here's the thing. I actually will smile in the mirror when I'm in like one of my moods, and I'm just like, kind of like that scene from What About Bob, right? It's like, I am good, I am great, I am wonderful, you know, and you fake it till you make it, but it's hard to be angry when you look like this, you know? Make silly faces, like practice your pitch, and going back to your passion. right? Because we wake up in these funks, I think, because we, over the night, whatever, the day before, you were dealing with so much BS that you forgot why you're doing what you're doing, you know?
Exactly.
And that's why I go back and forth on it. Sometimes I feel like the rah-rah stuff is like, you know, you could be the most motivated person in the world, but if you don't have skill sets, right, you might be motivated to make a fire, but if you don't know how to make a fire, you're going to freeze to death. You know, so you need skill sets. But last year I've really come over on the energy side and the mindset side to recognize that I'm more motivated. If I have the right energy, I'm more motivated to increase my skill set.
Exactly. No, you're the perfect combination of the right brain and the left brain. You've got the analytical side, but yet you're very creative too. So you're definitely 100% got the genetic makeup of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Plus I've been fired 27 times. So
that's a clear sign. I know. It's like, please fire me. I want to quit so bad.
That's on my About Me page on my website is I wanted to be fired because I got to this point where it's like I can't create anything here. Like you're all so by the book. You know, I talk about thinking outside the cage, right? Because anyway, that's a whole different thing. What do we, okay, when it comes to taking that first step, right? You know, you're talking to our audience here. Some of them have heard this kind of coaching before, but haven't taken action. Others have not heard this before. They're learning about like Facebook marketing and Twitter marketing, right? Which is like leaps and bounds ahead of this primary step. What is the first step in taking action towards your 3 building blocks?
Well, in all honesty, the first step was to ask questions and outside yourself and bring your friends and family into this game too. I mean, you might not see it because you're so close to the fire. You don't know what to do. But once you've found that purpose, I mean, literally go with somebody that's done it already. You know, find a mentor. And I don't just preach coaching. Find someone that you gel with well. The chemistry's good. You like their lifestyle. You agree with their moral values. You know, don't just find somebody that makes $150,000 a month and you're like, yep, that's what I want to do. That's my coach. Make sure you gel well together because you're going to be working together for a while. And let them take you by the hand and walk you through the ropes. Don't try to figure it out on your own. You know, things are not what they seem, and you know this too with the online marketing. It is not smoke and mirrors. There is a strategy to everything. Yeah. You know, and getting really clear on what works and what doesn't work. Find those sweet spots. Also, something that shows up too is knowing your numbers in your business too. Getting really clear on the leads you're bringing in, how many you're converting into actual clients or customers, and what's your average dollar per sale. What does that look like for you? And a lot of business owners are just out there. They're not tracking anything. They're not testing what's working, what's not working. And that's where you get to get really clear on, you know, what's great. Great. Now let's repeat this and triple our income next month or next year or whatever that looks like. You know, I've had clients who have great leads. They're on strategy calls all day. They're not closing anything. So I know we get to go deep and work on sales, you know, and really getting the closing ratio, knowing their value and so on. So, you know, there's a step-by-step process. Everything is not smoke and mirrors at all. You know, get educated. The more you learn, the more you'll earn is really how it works.
Our top business owners, top CEOs today, are they subscribing to these techniques, or are these more for the little people?
You know, I work for some big ones, so they're farming that out to their staff. They are educated enough because I work for a very big global business coach, a very well-known person. He stays in his circle with other people like Darren Hardy. You know, you've got these amazing people, John Maxwell, you know, these big speakers on stage, Tony Robbins, of course. He knows what they're doing, but he doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes. But he knows he wants a part of that magic, for example. I'm using him just as an example. And that's where he farms out the staff to do it. Generally, he's got a marketing team, an IT team, and so on that are doing that.
But what I mean is this. I think I misspoke the question. What I mean is our top CEOs like Tony Robbins, like Darren Hardy, are they in tune with what their passion is, right? Do they stay focused on their reason why? Have they found a niche and those things, or are those just like small business things? Does it change?
No. It's so important to happen for everyone, from the big to the small. I've seen companies go down the drain because the CEO is completely untapped, completely checked out. Yeah, so when it starts, it trickles down. So the employees are feeling it, and the profits aren't there. And, it's like it really does trickle down from the top. So important for the top CEOs, the Tony Robbins, the Darren Hardys, the John Maxwells, to truly always be aligned with their purpose every day.
Yeah.
Because no matter how big you get, they're going to feel that ripple effect. So, yes, that energy has to start at the top. Doesn't matter what size you are.
Yeah, I think that's something that's important to remember, because, you want to do what they're doing, right? Like, if is what wealthy people do with their money, then maybe that's what I should be doing with my money, and turning off MSNBC. You know what I mean? And Joel Kramer screaming at me to buy, and sell. This like mass marketing stuff, right? Like you just got to be careful of the content you're ingesting. I think is my point. Is like if a top CEO is not doing it, be conscious of that, right? Like most of these guys read, right? CEOs read on an average something like 500 more books in a lifetime than the average person, right? I heard that at the NSA event. And in terms of fitness, right? CEOs and business owners largely are doing things to work out their bodies physically and stay in peak shape, Are those the things that we're doing as the small business community? Do people look up to us and say, that's somebody I want to be like, or that's somebody that I want to follow into the fire? And I don't care if you're a freaking bakery, you know what I mean? You have a brand, right? Do you have a brand that people want to follow? And if not, then maybe it's time to look at these 3 building blocks that we've talked about here today. So as we're kind of wrapping up, Karie, can you do a quick review with us? Tell us what we covered today and how we can use it to improve our business tomorrow.
Absolutely. If you're already in business or just thinking of starting business, make sure that you're lined up with that purpose. If you need outside help, it's all around you. You literally can ask questions. The key thing, too, is you don't want to be that giant CEO out there that's forgot to literally find out your why. There's a great book by Simon Sinek. I can't think of how I say his last name. Simon, sorry. Finding Your Why. I'm like looking at it on a bookshelf and I can't say it right. But finding your why, is that truly getting to the core first. Then finding that way to take that sweet spot to profits where you can actually make a living doing what you love. That's the best lifestyle on the planet, in my opinion. So the key things to do that, and then finding really what makes you unique, which is what really a niche is finding your unique sweet spot of what sets you apart from your competition. And that really wraps it up, basically.
That's exciting. That's super exciting. Well, I'll tell you, it's true for me. I get super passionate about when I watch films and TV shows. I constantly make references to films and TV shows. My clients know that about me. I'm often saying things like, well, you got to do like Jerry Maguire did, or you got to do like that one scene in Dumb and Dumber, and explaining that and using that. I used the What About Bob reference today because funny movies that invoke a response, it's what I'm passionate, it's what I want to do. I want to make movies and videos and media pieces that move people and invoke responses. And you go into video marketing thinking, well, I just want to make videos generally, and that burned me out, man. Like making these just regular talking head videos. Here's the 5 steps to blah 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 blah. Those have their place, yes. But it's that passion piece I think that was missing. So thank you for joining me today, Karie, and kind of going through those and really unpacking how to do it. Because I think that a lot of people out there, they know they're not happy, but they don't know why. You know what I mean?
Right. Very true.
So finding that passion, and how can we learn more about you, your book, your content, and all that kind of stuff? How do we stay in touch with you?
Well, it's pretty simple. I'm a big social media fan. So Facebook, Karie Millspaugh. You can find me. My business page and company is called Abundant Living by KLM. And you can also, I've got some free gifts on my website as well if you're in sales at all. And selling the intangible is the hardest sale of them all. Selling air is what I call it, which is what us coaches do. And when we're obtaining clients, we're selling air. So I have 3 simple sales solutions, a free video e-course for you to help you. I sold 80,000 plus ticket items, $80,000 and higher ticket items all over the phone for years. So take the sweet spot that I've got in that too.
That's awesome. Sales is tough, man. Sales, it's like I love it for the game. You know what I mean? That's how I viewed dating. You know, you say you had a friend that was like, it takes the games out of dating, and I'm like,
I don't want to play.
what's the fun in that? Yeah, let's roll the dice. You know what I mean? But okay, so Abundant Living by KLM. There's a free offer there for a sales course, a sales video course, nonetheless, which I highly recommend checking out. Sales is an area where we constantly need improvement, whether it's social selling, face-to-face selling, over-the-phone selling, all of the above. You know, making that sale, regardless of our passions, that's what it's all about. It's about extracting voluntarily funds from somebody who wants what you have to offer. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you for joining us on the Small Business Success Summit, where we are bringing you comprehensive training from a variety of experts and speakers in a number of different fields, ranging from marketing and internal systems creation. I think today we talked more about an internal process on how to really start, you know, your marketing and to reinvigorate the engine that is your business. So I hope you got a ton of great value today, and we will see you next time on the next installment of the Small Business Success Summit. Thanks for watching.